My name is Janie Lacy, and I'm a PBA graduate, 2007, and I'm the owner of Life Counseling Solutions in Maitland, Florida. And one of the reasons why I chose a counseling degree was because I was in the MBA program at UCF, and I realized that it just was not my calling. And I was doing some things as far as helping the HR department do some workshops on vision statements and mission statements, and I really enjoyed the one-on-one contact after the workshops. And I realized that, I think I'm going to drop out of the MBA program and enter a counseling program, and it just blew everyone's mind that was in my circle. But I don't regret it at all. I think it was God's path for me, and I would do it all over again.
How did you find out about PBA?
Listening to Z88.3, and it's just such a blessing that I heard the commercial on Z8.3 because I was applying to Rollins, I was applying to UCF, and applied to PBA, and it was just right at that moment that I had felt hopeless because Rollins and UCF in particular weren't fitting my full-time work schedule. I was still working full-time. But it's also amazing that full circle that 2 years ago I was actually on PBA, on Z8.3, helping people realize what the greatest thing that PBA does. So I just, I remember that, just driving in the car and hearing the commercial on PBA, and it just stuck out at me, and there it was.
Now, you've been doing counseling for a while. What are your areas of specialization?
Yes, I've been doing therapy ever since 2007, and my areas of specialties, I'm a certified sex addiction therapist, and I'm what we call an EMDR trained therapist. That's eye movement desensitization reprocessing. We do a lot of trauma work, and in particular for me, I focus on relational trauma, a lot of betrayal, abuse of caretakers and those types of things. And then my third specialty is anger management. I run a monthly anger management group here at Life Counseling Solutions.
Now, people often see you on the news on a regular basis. You're considered an expert in the field. Talk to us about what that experience is like, what opportunities you've had open up as a result of having this degree and these areas of specialization.
I really look back and I'm just so grateful that PBA was on the radio at the right time in the right place, because I wouldn't be where I'm at now if it wasn't for my schooling at PBA. And one of the things that I had realized is that I learned this at PBA in particular, is that we can be salt and light without being salt and light. We don't have to go and have this badge that says I'm a Christian, that we can be principle and value centered and still enter the darkness and really be able to fulfill his calling. So I believe that that's been part of my journey with doing a lot of media, national and locally. It's just really going in and challenging some of the issues that I'm asked to speak on in a way that it's still bringing God into the mix.
How did PBA prepare you specifically for that platform and for what you do on a regular basis?
One of the ways that PBA had prepared me specifically was giving me not only the clinical foundation, but giving me the spiritual foundation and really intertwining the both of those. And looking back, I think that was one of several valuable tools for me to be able to be where I'm at now, is that to really be able to bring that into the counseling room, but without bringing it into the counseling room, so to speak.
People often wonder, how can you do psychology and counseling and be a Christian? How do you balance both? How do you blend the two?
Well, the way that I look at it is that God calls us all to different positions. And in the counseling room, we are sometimes called to be the gardener, sometimes we're just planting the seed, sometimes we're watching them grow. And I don't believe that we have to have this badge that says, hey, I'm a Christian, because sometimes people have had spiritual abuse and they've had other challenges with kind of coming in with a certain mind frame into a therapy session. And our goal being clinicians is to create a safe place, a safe haven for people to be themselves and not feeling like they have to fit into a certain box. So we have to be comfortable in our spirituality to be able to do that, so we're not threatened by those that may not look or sound the way that we would sound. And I think PBA did such a great job in helping prepare me in my faith to be strong in my faith and not feel threatened to go out into the world and deal with people of all different denominations or not having faith.
What kind of clients are attracted to Life Counseling Solutions, and what can people expect if they choose to come here?
Well, we see all walks of life at Life Counseling Solutions. So we see individuals who have depression issues, that have addiction issues, that have anxiety, or we have couples that come, they're on the brink of divorce, or we have premarital couples, we see children. So we see the gamut of all developmental life stages and all problems. We are a center of 7 therapists, and we all specialize in the work that we do. So And that makes us the experts in what we do. So I specialize in my 3 areas, the other therapists specialize in their 3 areas. So we'll attract the people that will come to us directly that are looking for solutions to their problems. And we run groups. We run a group for Christian women called Women Redeemed, and it's women that have struggles with love addiction. We're currently smack dead in the middle of our session right now. We run the group 3 times a year for people to come and have a safe place to deal with their addiction, their toxic relational patterns with their spouses or previous relationships. And then we have anger management that we run. And then we go out into the community and we often speak, and that's how we really believe that God has set us apart from other counseling centers. And I think that for PBA, we have several PBA therapists that work here, our graduates, and our current student intern is actually a current student at PBA. So I'm a big fan of PBA, and I believe that they prepare their students very well for actually doing the work that God calls us to do out in the marketplace.
What would you say to someone who is contemplating going back to school to get a counseling degree or any degree, but they're afraid, they're uncertain about being able to do it as an adult with children, family, work? Talk to someone who's thinking about it but just scared.
Well, if you're thinking about pursuing a counseling degree and you're fearful, I believe that we're to walk by faith. And the very thought that you're actually thinking about the degree means that's probably somewhere along the line that the plan that you should be following. And we all, and I look back in my own decision, I didn't know what it looked like. I didn't know what I was going to do. I had no idea that I would be here many years later running a successful counseling center. I had no idea. But it's because I walked by faith and I followed God's calling in my life, and I would do it all over again. I believe it was following His obedience that has placed me to where I'm at. So sometimes we don't know the outcome, and that can cause anxious feelings and it can make us feel fearful, but I don't believe you would regret it one bit.
How can people reach you or reach Life Counseling Solutions? Somebody may be watching and they're thinking, you know what, I'm not thinking about school, but I need a counselor. How can people find you and reach out to you?
Well, the easiest way to find us is www.lifecounseling.solutions.com, or they can reach us at 407-622-1770.